ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ವೀಕ್ಷಕರೇ, ಕೆಯುಡಿ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ನಾನು ದಿನೇಶ್ ಗೌಡ. ಪತ್ರಿಕೋದ್ಯಮ ವಿಭಾಗದ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳ ಪ್ರಾಯೋಗಿಕ ಕಲಿಕೆಗಾಗಿ ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವ ಸಂವಹನ ಕೂಟ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಾಗಿ ವಿಭಾಗದ ಹಳೆಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ಅಮೆರಿಕದ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜಿ ಫಾರ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಂ ವಿಭಾಗದ ಹಿರಿಯ ಸಹಾಯಕ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕ ರಾಜೇಶ್ ಪರಿಶ್ವಾಡ್ ಆಗಮಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬನ್ನಿ ಅವರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ.
Rajesh Paritwad completed his post-graduation in Mass Communication and Journalism from the Department of Karnataka University, Dharwad in the year 1996. After completing his studies, he worked with the Deccan Herald, one of the Indian leading newspaper, for nearly 10 years. Following this, he joined the American Chemical Society. His work involves close collaboration with the chemistry community, professional society, policymaker, and industry to advance the chemical science. Earlier, Rajesh served as the head of public policy, government office, government affairs, and engagement for Indian and South Asia at the UK-based Royal Society of Chemistry. He also led the Yusuf Ahmed Inspirational Science Program, which was trained over 40,000 teachers across the country and initiated the RCS Diversity and Inclusion programs in India. In addition, Rajesh worked as a senior science and innovation advisor at the British High Commission in India Research Collaboration. Before transitioning into a science policy and international engagement, he built a strong foundation in journalism, working as a technology and business journalist for The Week, a national magazine, and Deccan Herald, a leading newspaper based in Bengaluru.
ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಪತ್ರಿಕೋದ್ಯಮ ಮತ್ತು ಸಂವಹನ ವಿಭಾಗದ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಶುಕ್ರವಾರ ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡ ಸಂವಹನ ಕೂಟ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಯಾಗಿ ಮಾತನಾಡಿದ ರಾಜೇಶ್ ಪಾರಿಶ್ವಾಡ್ ಅವರು, ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ವೇಗ ಕಂಡುಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಪತ್ರಿಕಾ ರಂಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವ ಕೌಶಲಗಳನ್ನು ಅಳವಡಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಬದಲಾಗುತ್ತಿರುವ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಸ ಅವಕಾಶಗಳ ಕುರಿತು ಗಮನ ಹರಿಸಬೇಕು. ಎಐ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಮುಂದಿನ ವರ್ಷಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ತರಲಿದ್ದು, ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಅಧ್ಯಯನದತ್ತ ಗಮನ ಹರಿಸಬೇಕು ಎಂದು ಹೇಳಿದರು.
Like I've used AI. My wife is also an ex-journalist, and believe me, she said this one, and she said once we put certain things in AI and it wrote so well and concise so well, I don't think we would be able to do it. And it's a fact of the matter. Because these large LLMs, what they do is they really have that expertise. But the thing is, after a point of time, it starts looking very repetitive and it looks very similar. And that's where this whole, your individual perspective will come into that play, into this reporting aspect. So, as I'm saying, reporting is going to be very different. What you need to have, your skill set is what important. Your perception, your individuality will also matter a lot rather than what it's. So I think that whole perspective, your perspective needs to come from that. And I think that's going to be the key thing about analyzing the things and seeing this is going to happen. Or again, reporting is not analyzing. You understand, hard and the fact rules is reporting is just plain stating the facts. Analysis is again at a different aspect. The other aspect, what I feel is now, especially for media, you have multiple sources of information for people. Consumption of news. People now, we are in the truth bubble, like truth. Sure, everybody wants to listen what they want to hear. And how do you want to make that your voice or the sane voice here to everybody is going to be a challenge. And I don't know, the media, to be very honest, whether the media organizations will allow to do it also. That's a harsh reality as well. Because every media not at a certain level have certain limitations in terms of how they do it. And like a reporter right now, I'll give an example. One of my former organization was looking for a correspondent in Bangalore. And what they suggested, they rejected a candidate who was really good because they felt that they needed somebody to manage events. They wanted to manage writing. They wanted to go and collect some commercial. They wanted to be commercial person as well. So you see, the role of reporter has changed. I think what we read in textbooks right now is fine, but that was the old classical reporting that still holds on the philosophical level. But what the market demands is very, very different. And I think that's where I think we'll have to make. And also, I think we need to keep on upgrading our skills. And that's what I was saying. Every 5 years now, you need to upgrade yourselves to be relevant in the community. And one good thing, again, this is one good thing about journalism and mass communication. I'm eternally grateful for it. It really taught me how to be relevant. And see, gathering information, talking to people, networking is such an important part of it, which as part of your media, because unless you network, you don't get stories. Unless you build those relationships, you don't get stories. Unless you go and write and put in a perspective, it is not read. So you need to have gathering information, putting it in a word, storytelling. These are the two things. And the communication aspect is also very important. And when you communicate, the person also need to respond.
ವಿಭಾಗದ ಮುಖ್ಯಸ್ಥರಾದ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಸಂಜಯ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಮಾಲಗತ್ತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷತೆಯನ್ನ ವಹಿಸಿದ್ದು, ವಿಭಾಗದ ಹಿರಿಯ ಪ್ರಾಧ್ಯಾಪಕ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಜೆಎಂ ಚಂದುನವರ್ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತರಿದ್ದರು. ಈ ಸಂವಹನ ಕೂಟ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಅತಿಥಿಗಳ ಜೊತೆ ಪರಸ್ಪರ ಸಂವಹನ ನಡೆಸುವ ಮೂಲಕ ಪತ್ರಿಕೋದ್ಯಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಸಿದ ಹಲವು ಉಪಯುಕ್ತ ಮಾಹಿತಿಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಂಡರು.
See, again, the crime reporting I did was almost 30 years ago, almost 25 years ago. Right now, as far as I know, crime reporting, I really don't know how it's evolved over that period. At that time, there was not much of a difference. Okay, again, reporting is reporting because you had to build networks with your this one. Right now, earlier we used to wait till, and I'll give a simple example. Right now, the television media, the crime is reported immediately, instantly. It's all flashed. Right, everybody knows it. Now, as a print media, how would you make it interesting? Because already the information is already there. Most of the people are already, everybody has a cell phone, everybody has an understanding. So you need to make it, you as a print journalist, you need to get it in a slightly different. Again, the question I would ask is, how print media is different, social media is different, how is online media different? You get to what I'm saying? Reliability. I think still a lot of people, despite it's on the television and everything, still a lot of people wait for print to come next day to read it. Why is that? Because there's a trust factor. There is a lack of trust in television and social media so far, because everybody, it is not authenticated and other things. Generally, the print media does that authentication, and that's why there is a certain amount of trust in the media. Is that okay? Does it answer your question, or are you still unsatisfied? Tell me if you are unsatisfied. I'm happy to answer it again.
Is there any difference between crime and investigation?
ಇದೇ ಈ ಹೊತ್ತಿನ ವಿಶೇಷ. ನಿರಂತರ ಶೈಕ್ಷಣಿಕ ಸುದ್ದಿಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರಿ KUD ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಧಾರವಾಡ.